welcome back. I'm Fiona Mbowa here at Church of Uganda Family TV with Ring Diaries, where we talk about anything and everything to do with marriage. And today we're talking about things I wish I knew before I get married. So for us it is late, but for someone out there, please make sure you know some of these things before you get married.
Yeah.
And we're having a discussion with Julian. And before we've talked about a few things, and we're going to continue with that.
Yeah.
And we've talked about generally things we should know, but what are those must
Must
like,
knows.
please do not get married
When you
unless
don't know
know.
this. First of all, health, like someone's health. Do you know that if you got married to someone without checking your sickle cell status, and God forbid both of you are carriers, it would be total disaster for you, like for the rest of your lives, with the children. So your health, never get married to someone when you don't know their health status. Sickle cell, HIV, guys, it's real.
Actually, you've talked
It's
about
real.
sickle cells, and I think it's even more important than HIV.
Yeah, sickle cell, that's why I started with it.
Because
It's
I know a couple who've lost 4 children.
they've lost 4 children, and even if they got others, it's just like I don't know, like you always struggle.
So we need to be able to know our partners. But you see, it gets me back to the point of people who say, I'm already in love. If even though I know you're HIV positive, I will still go with you.
You know, there is actually a celebrity. I'm sure when I mention, people will know who it is. She mentioned she broke up with her boyfriend, who is also a celebrity, because this person apparently couldn't go for those tests. And that was before them going into real courtship. They were still dating. So you could have your own principles. You're like, before I go deeply in love with this person, I need to also know. So that my love is not wasted. Imagine I love you to courtship, and then for us to go get tested, and then we find both of us are carriers, or maybe you're HIV. Maybe
You can say we shall continue without children, but anyway, that should be a decision.
It's a decision you will make, yes, but a very tough one, which you could have, taken earlier, and then save these emotions for late. Like, you understand. So it's important to do. Well, the when is what is also tricky, but at least make sure you do. And the earlier you do it, the better with health. Because remember, you're not supposed to maybe, meet with this person sexually when you don't know their HIV status. So if it's like that and that's how you would love to have it, then before you even love this person, know their HIV status, then also know their sickle cell status. Are they impotent? Now that, of course,
do I test the impotent?
no, there is a fertility test, even for the ladies. I did it.
Are you serious?
Yes, there is. There is. Medical people will advise you. Yes, there is. You go to the hospital, they do fertility test. They will tell you.
So you tell me I can't get children.
Yeah. Or you have less chances, or you have no chances at all, or maybe you need to do something.
Fertile?
Or you're too fertile. Exactly. So,
wow. Okay,
yeah.
That's not something I've thought about.
It is something that most people don't really think about, but it's important to do it. Because when you get in marriage and now you start blaming innocent people that, they've probably done bad things to you, yet it was, something that it's a health issue. So health is important for you to have it checked before you get married.
So under health, we've said we have sickle cells,
yes.
we have HIV, we have the fertility tests,
yeah.
What else?
Even cancers, like just do general tests. Let it be like something you would do for this person that you love.
So they have
encourage them. Yes. So that, if I've loved this man, when you love someone and you've already made up your mind, like, this is the person I'm going to marry. If you even notice they were barren, you would be like, it's okay. Them, yes. Me, I'm with this person. That's it.
But at least it comes from a point of
knowing, of knowledge. Because if you get to know in marriage, you'll start even blaming this man. Maybe he knew and he trapped me. There are those, now you start accusing yourselves, blaming yourselves, yet it could have, gotten from the point of, I knew, I'm aware that this man is like this lady is like this, but we can't figure out. If he's HIV positive, these days when you're HIV positive, if one of you is, you can still get children who are negative. So when you find there is a problem, we are not saying the test will come out negative. So when they are positive, what next? Find out how you can actually. We are not saying run away.
Be sure, can
I handle? Of course. Can you handle? If not, you know what to do. If you can, that's your decision. to take.
But at least you take
Yeah.
the decision when you know what you're getting
From a
into.
point of awareness, you're aware of that condition. Yeah. Then
Apart from, okay, is there anything other thing about
yes, of
health?
course, employment. We also have to talk about employment.
Mm.
What are you? What's your point of view about a lady working, about a man maybe working in some
No,
spaces?
say a man working. Let's say a man who just want to stay at home.
That's why I'm saying we need to talk about it. Are you the kind who wants to sleep at home and I go to work, or are you the kind who also tell me to sit home with all my skills, with my degrees, and what to sit home? You need to talk about those guys. You need to, because if you don't, you'll get in marriage and then the man will tell you with your masters, with your PhD, sweetheart, sit home.
Sit
How
home,
much were
I
you
will
being
pay
paid?
you.
3 million, I'll pay you 6 million. Like, sit at home. Like, you're making me sit at home with all my dreams. I could have had a dream of discovering the vaccine of COVID, and you're making me sit at home. You see, so you need to have these discussions about employment.
Employment should it also bring up the issue of money, how much to earn? What happens if I have more money than you?
Yeah, we had earlier hinted on it.
Mm.
It's good to also talk, when as you're talking about employment, there's of course the money. When you get the money, what happens to the money? Are you okay with me, acquiring property on my own, or are you acquiring property as a couple? Have those discussions. Now,
Spending
right now, I
habits.
can't tell you. Yes, spending habits. Are you like, get to know this person? Get to know this person. How do they spend? How are they impulsive spenders? Are they people that are very stingy? There is also having the money but you're stingy. Like you never really do anything for your husband, for your wife, or for your children. You have the money, it's not the problem, but you're saving the money. Let's talk about these things. And if you seriously see this person's stinginess is beyond you, don't go for them, because you'll be frustrated. You'll be frustrated.
For our viewers, we're talking about things I wish I knew, or things you should know before you actually get married.
Yeah.
So apart from employment, what other things should we know?
We had something you should never get married before knowing is your partner's clan. Because you don't want to get married to your sister, you don't want to get married to your brother, for that matter. Like, you need, we talked about it a little bit, but it's a must know. First, know this person's clan. Yes.
What happens in people who have no clans?
You cannot know. You can't have a, well, as we get married in church, there is the traditional bit. Okay, well, now for that, maybe then you're safe. But if you come from tradition, that's what I also said, get to know this person. Are they from traditional families? If they're from traditional families, expect them to ask your family of your origin, your clan. And if you're from the same clan, they will not accept you. They will not give you a hand in marriage. So, you see? So if you don't have the clans, if you don't, then maybe good for you, I would say. Good for you. But if your families appreciate traditional things, then you have to know. Yeah.
How about religion?
Oh, as for religion, that one is also like a must know. We just hinted on it also, like this person should probably know God or should not know God, but you're aware. You get. So now coming to religion, we are now accepting that yes, we actually believe in God, but where do you pray from? What what affiliation do you belong to? Are you Catholic? Are you Muslim? Are you Anglican? Are you born again? So because we are getting married not to eat mangoes and what, we are going to make children, co-create, So where do these children go after us? You understand? So it's good to also talk about those issues. Now, for me, it's I'm married to a Muslim man. I'm Catholic. That's a story for another day. You don't seem shocked because I'd already told you. But anyways, because we had this discussion before we got married, it has been very, very easy for us in our marriage.
In your discussion, this Catholic getting married to
a Muslim, yeah.
How does that even work?
Now, that is a discussion for another day, and you accept because we don't have time.
I will accept, but what I'm saying is that people have known that their marriages have even stopped at the fact that you're Muslim, I'm Catholic.
Yeah, it's even never, like, it even stops there. So how does that
conversation go?
It goes in a way of where, first of all, are you willing to change? Either of you. Are you willing to convert? Is he willing to be Catholic? Am I willing to be Muslim? So if the answer is no, then what next? You figure out how to do it, and that's what we did. But then there are for those where it's okay, I'm willing to convert. I'll be a Muslim, or he will be, or in this case, maybe if I were a Muslim lady and he's a Catholic man, as a Muslim lady, am I willing to convert into Catholicism or Anglican, whatever faith? Like, you need to, and by the way, this is very tough. We are talking about it, but it's tough. There are very tough discussions that you must have, and you must have them before marriage. So we got our episodes of, I don't want what, or when I do, it will be hard, or it's not easy. It's not a casual talk like, hey, sometimes you might fuss and fight about the same,
Are you okay
but you
having
must
another
come to an
person
agreement.
added to you? Things like that.
Yes, because he's a Muslim, you have to have those. We had those discussions of, will I have my co-wives, or you have to have the bitter discussions have to be discussed before marriage, because if they come during marriage, there is nothing much to change. You understand? So now I know where I stand. I know that the children have to be Muslim. I know I'm a Catholic who must raise Muslim children, and no one should get it, only me should, because it's me to raise them. So that is the beauty of having these discussions and conversations before, because you prepare your mind, you prepare yourself for all this.
My biggest issue, and what I'm asking myself, and what my viewers should be asking, is when this conversation should come. Because I'm seeing things stopping on the first date even before you say anything.
Oh my God, like you go for a date and you know this guy is a Muslim and from a staunch Catholic family. Will they even accept? Like at the back of your mind, you know this is a no. But let me tell you, one thing I know for sure is you get married to the man or to the woman God has planned for you. If you're meant to be, you will be. If you're not meant to be, you won't be. Like that's how I see it, and that's how I know. If you are not meant to be, because I know for sure there are many couples who will watch this and they're like, how did you even do it? But you know what? The answer is simple. God wanted us to be. Simple. So also, you know, there are people who are both religions, but it's something else that will make them fail to reach the altar. Now, for us who have different religions, but we reached the altar, we went to the mosque, we went to the church. Like, it happened, which doesn't happen for everybody. You get the point? So, there is always that person for you. But it doesn't mean if this Muslim lady says no to you, then the next Catholic lady will say no to you. Like, the real person will say yes. Yeah.
And that brings me now, I think we talked about it a bit, family.
Yeah.
Now, in the context of religion, because I've seen people where the families themselves, for you people have had the discussion and you're okay.
Yes,
and
yes.
the family actually refuses.
Yeah.
How do you handle it?
I see we are kind of, but well, of course, family has to be involved. And chances are the families may also disagree, just like you guys also disagreed, because at first you disagreed. So imagine you're now taking it to the wider family. They'll definitely disagree. Chances are so high that they'll disagree. I want my daughter to stay the same religion, same with the man's side. But like I said, you must have the hard discussion. And if you cannot agree, then you will not be. So also, as with our parents, his parents, my parents, they also had to disagree, but then also had to have the discussion and agree. And here we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So apart from religion, what other things must we enter marriage when we are aware?
It's good to know of the person's expectations of you. Same with him. But also, it's good for you not to have expectations. It's kind of controversial.
So you want to know my expectations, yet I shouldn't have any.
I should know what you expect of me, but then I should not have the expectations. Like, I don't know how I can bring it to you. I remember when we were doing our marriage counseling sessions, they mentioned that don't have expectations. But also, the other person needs... No, you see, they said don't have expectations, but it's only human to have expectations. We are now being realistic. But the right way should be, don't be expectant.
But if I go to a marriage without expecting anything will be good.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Let this person know what you expect. maybe I expect that
Flowers
surely,
every day.
yeah, if that's what you expect, let him know. Let him know that you love flowers. Now, better, this conversation is also being wide again. Now, talking about expectations, let this person know how you expect them to love you. You get, let them know your love language.
But
And
some
you
of us
too.
don't know our love language.
Now, please go and read, because now this topic, we can't start on it. It's a whole different topic. But read about love languages. Google about them. Research about them. It's important in marriage. It's important during dating. It's important during
As
courtship.
an individual, even to know how you're loved.
Yeah,
Or
because
how you
if you're loved in a different way, you're speaking the different language from the other person. They will not understand your love, so they'll feel unloved. If you buy me the flowers, in fact, I'm the best example here. Flowers are not my love language, and my husband knows that. We had issues during dating. He would bring me flowers, and I would not like the flowers because I wouldn't understand that love language. When I see on Valentine's Day people with flowers, and I'm like. You get, so that is not my love language. You understand? So it's important that he gets to know what I expect from him in terms of how to be loved. For me, if my love language is maybe, I'm just giving an example, maybe quality time, spending time with me. So if you're coming home, I don't know what time, I never get to see you, and then you bring flowers, you bring money, I will feel unloved because you're communicating a different love language. So it's good that this man gets to understand how you feel loved.
And yet this man may be working so hard
to give you this. So he's working hard for wrong things. Yet all you need is something small. Same with him. You could be working hard to make this man happy in I don't know what kind of way. You clean the house, do this. What do they call it? Kuobeza, that one. You're doing all these things, but then the man feels like you're not loving them. Why? Because you've not given him flowers. Yet for him, he's the kind who there are men that love flowers. Please give them flowers. Yeah, so he should tell you what he expects. He's like, by the way, I love flowers, or I love to do this. I love, like, communicate your expectations. Then I would, when I don't do them, I know surely
from a point of
I knew what to do, but I didn't do it. You understand?
Okay.
But then me saying don't have expectations, you will have less disappointment. That's now now we are going to the right way to do things. But then what to know is have the expectations, communicate them, but don't over expect. If I tell you I love flowers, that is it, but I will not expect the flowers.
Every week you're going to send
that every week that what? No, I will not expect. When you bring kudos, thank you so much. But if you don't, I didn't expect, so I'm not disappointed. So that's the point I was trying to make. Yeah.
Okay. So now we know our health, we know our religion, we we talked a little about family, we know our expectations.
Yeah.
What more do we need? Like things we must know.
We must know. We talked about the children as well, the number of the children.
Really. Yes, maybe number of children. How about how to raise the children?
Yes, how to raise the children. Talk about how to raise these children. In my case, I told you, we now know what religion the children belong to. Have those conversations. Some of them are actually Christians, but they haven't agreed whether the children should be Catholic or Anglican or born again. Like, they haven't agreed, but agree. Be in harmony and just go by that. If whatever works for the children, go for that. Compromise. If you don't compromise in marriage, if you want to be the one who wins all the arguments, you will not manage. The kids must be my religion. No, agree. What is best for these kids? You know, what kinds of schools would you want them to go to? They could be Catholic, but maybe you want them to go to a certain country, and in that country there are Muslim schools that perform the best. So go and talk about those kinds of things. Do you want your children to experience village life? Would you want them to sometimes go to the village for holidays, spend time with their grandparents, or would you not want them doing what exactly? Now you see, have those discussions. Do you want them to go abroad and travel the world? Do you want them to study from Kampala? What do you want for the children?
Schools versus the who have conflicted for how many years.
Like, money is not a problem. There is money. They can afford international schools. They can afford but they don't, because they didn't agree. They didn't talk about these things. If they had, then it would be easier it would be a soft landing.
But I'm seeing how many of us would not be married if we had had those conversations. Because some of those are deal breakers.
Exactly. Now, we would be married maybe, but to different people. Or we would be married, but to the same person. You understand?
But
So, with
better
a better understanding and, making better decisions. So for me, what I would really encourage the viewers out there, especially those that are not yet married, these are very hard conversations to have, but
And they will
please
chase
have
away
them.
many people.
They'll chase away. They'll even make
Your
you
pool
get
smaller.
the pool will be smaller, so it's easier to choose. Of recent, we were at a reunion, and our friend mentioned her status. She was like, I have so many, they're all unserious. Like, you understand? And I'm thinking, now that you have these questions, use these questions to narrow down to the top 3 and top 2, and then eventually 1, and you see if we want to go to church.
How about Christmas?
Hey, Christmas. Talk about Christmas. Where
Where
do
are
you
we
want to
spending
spend your
Christmas?
Christmas? Me, I made peace. My husband really, really loves, like, he fears, not fearing, but he's not a fan of Christmas in the village. He prefers to go to the village any other time apart from Christmas. So you understand? But then, to be honest, we didn't talk about that before marriage. Like I've told you, we talked about health, we talked about some things, but missed out some. Now you know. Talk about Christmas. Is it okay? We go for Christmas some years, and then others.
Do we follow your parents'
Do we follow your
culture,
parents?
or we start our own culture?
So you talk about them.
Wow.
You talk about them.
I wish I knew some of this.
Yeah, but now that it has already happened, we are in marriage, we must go. I don't know. There it becomes tricky. Whoever, I don't know. However, I don't know. It's hard.
So the beauty is, whoever is watching, I hope you're picking something and
from
be able
here.
to do some of these things.
Yeah.
As we conclude, what
Yes.
would be your parting shots to our viewers?
First of all, my parting shot would be, marriage is not the end goal to success. I'm being controversial. Lately, women or the girls, now I'm talking to the girls, and maybe even the young men, but especially the young girls, when you finish school, everyone thinks that I should get married. If I have not gotten a job, let me get married. You're getting married for the wrong reason. And that is why you're leaving out these things that we're talking about that are important. You are not chasing your goals, you're not chasing your career, and you're just going to get married because you think, since this has failed, let me get married. You get married when you're ready, get married when you've done the right things, so that your marriage can be a lifetime, because that is what all of us wish for. When you get married, let it be a lifetime. Not getting married today and you're like, after all, I'll leave after a month. After all, I can, no. First, prepare yourself. Get done with school. Prepare yourself. Get married when you find the person you believe this person is the right person for me, is the right lady, right man for me to spend the rest of my life with. And don't forget to ask these questions that we've just shared.
Thank you very much, Julian. That was an interesting conversation.
You're welcome.
And for our viewers out there, please ask their questions. I know, as you've said, they'll cut off some people, but that is what they call winnowing. Remove some of the chaff and just stay with
pruning.
Yes, or pruning. You just stay with those that actually matter.
Yeah.
And if someone goes through all that and you actually go to the church, it will be worth it. So please ask these questions. And let's be as honest as possible with the people we are dating.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching. I'm Fiona Mbowa here at Church of Uganda Family TV with Ring Diaries.